A lot of lo-fi channels on YouTube make serious money just by streaming relaxing beats with simple animations. So what if I told you that you could build one of these channels passively without having to know how to draw, without having to be extremely good at video editing, without having to even manually upload this onto YouTube or other social media platforms? In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this with AI inside n8n. We are going to build an AI agent to do all this for us. We would first use Google's Nano Banana model to generate beautiful lo-fi style images, and then we'll bring them to life with Google's Veo3 video model. Finally, we'd also automate the whole process to upload the videos directly to YouTube or any other social media platform of your choice, complete with titles, descriptions, and tags. By the end of this tutorial, you should know how to have a fully automated pipeline that can generate cozy lo-fi animations and publish them on YouTube or any of your social media platforms while you sleep. I'm going to show you a demo of how this video looks like, and then I'll walk you through the process of how to build one as well. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the workflow here. I just want to execute this workflow so that we have an idea of how an output video looks like. This is an example output I got as well. I just kept it to 8 seconds just because of some of the tools and resources I'm using do have limits. And if you want to make them longer, then you probably have to wait around for a long time. And I didn't want to do that. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I kept the video to 8 seconds, but then you can make it longer as well. So now that I've given you an output of this workflow, I'm going to show you exactly how you can build this as well. So I'm going to walk you through each of the nodes I have in here, and I'm going to tell you why I have them. So first off, I have like a manual trigger, and in this case, it doesn't have to be a manual trigger. It can always be a scheduled trigger. So if you're looking to make like a longer video, maybe you want a 1-minute video, then most likely it may take a longer time to run. So in that case, you can have like a scheduled trigger. Okay. So I have the manual trigger in here. And then I do have my AI model in here, which I connected to Google Gemini model. This time around, I'm not using OpenAI, but really what this model I have in here does is that it's basically responsible for generating the details for the music, and also we're responsible for generating the details of the image as well as the video. So in here, I have given it some instructions to generate the theme for the lo-fi music, and this is where I say you can be creative about it. So you can either probably have like a spreadsheet that would also be a trigger where you can manually go in and put in your own theme, or you can just let AI generate the theme for you. Depends on how hands-on you really want this to be. So this basically is generating the lo-fi music theme. It's also writing the lyrics. Even though we are not using the lyrics of the music, I still made it like I just included it in the row to generate the music, lyrics, and all that. And it's also generating a 200 character prompt for a cartoonized animated character, and then it finally will generate the image based on that. And I've given some output instructions in terms of how the output should look like, and I also connected a structured output parser in here so that I get the same type of output every time. Now, as you can see, I do have like an edit field node here, and the reason why I have it is just because this AI model gives me other things, or there are other things that come from like when you manually like click and everything. So I just want to extract just the ones that are very important to me, which in this case is the lyrics for the music, the animation prompts, the music title, the description, the date, and all that. And I'll show you why these ones are very important to me. I've divided the main part of this particular workflow into 4 parts. So the first part is what I talked about. The next 3 parts is about like the image and video generation, the music generation, and then modifying the video and sort of like combining everything together and posting them on YouTube. So let me talk a bit about the image and video generation. So in here, I have a Google Sheets document which I created. You don't need to necessarily create a Google Sheets document. I created this lo-fi music tracker just because I just want to track the music titles, the lyrics, and everything. So I have this Google Sheets which I created, but in your own workflow, you can decide if you really want a Google Sheets there to track or you don't. Okay, it really depends on how you want this to work for you. So in here, I'm just appending a row to the sheet, and I'm really just interested in the title of the music, the animation prompt, and the lyrics. It's all for me to like review it later on. And so this is where all the great things starts from. I'm using the Google Nano Banana model, aka Google 2.5 Flash. So I'm using that to basically generate the image. Google has like an extensive documentation on this. So I'm gonna drop the link to like the API documentation for this as well, so that you can check it out. But basically, if you go to like the Google API documentation, you would have an idea of all the things you can really do with Nano Banana or even Veo3. So calling this endpoint, which is 2.5 Flash image, I'm passing the animation prompt, which is basically the prompt to generate the image. And that's really all I'm interested in here. As usual, if you are trying to access any Google product, you need to have an API key. Make sure you have your API key set up on your Google Cloud Console so that you can have access to it. And there are multiple ways you could actually generate this image. But for me, I find that the easiest way is to go through the API key route. If you're going to be using like Vertex AI, then you probably have to like generate like an access token, and that also gets a bit complicated. So in my own opinion, I think this is like the easiest way to do this. And then once the image is generated, I go on to generate my video. So this is where I am basically again leveraging Google Veo3 to generate my AI video based on the image that was generated. Again, Google has an extensive documentation on like how to do the connections and everything. So I would encourage you to you can also go through the documentation and try to understand how it works. And then based on that, you'll be able to know how to generate the AI video based on the image, the prompt. All you need is the prompt, which is really what type of video you're looking to generate really. So in this case, I'm just using the music details, which was generated from our AI model in the beginning. And then the other thing you need is the data from your image. So one thing about Google Nano Banana is it would generate the image in a base 64 string. So that is what you need to pass into your Veo3 model so that it generates the video for you. The image is generated in a PNG format. Aspect ratio, I kept it at 16:9. Our resolution 720. You can make it 1080, but I find that making it 1080 sort of slowed down my workflow a bit, which is why I switched back to 720. But if you really want to be on YouTube and you want to be competitive, then you may want to go with the 1080 as well. Now duration is 8 seconds. I'm using the free version of Veo, so I only get 8 seconds of time. In terms of the negative prompt, I just say I don't want any low quality videos. Okay, so up until now, I've been able to generate my video, and once the video is generated, the next step is to basically get details of the video. So I have a wait node in here because sometimes video generation takes a while. So I have like a 2-minute wait node in there. But if you are developing yours, instead of a wait node, you could probably have a loop so that it would continuously loop to see if it's ready. If it's ready, then you can proceed with the process. But for me, I just have a wait node so I didn't do the loop and all that. Yeah, so this is where you're getting the details of the video. So the video would be given to you in this form. So it would the video will be generated at a location and it will be stored at a location. So you'd have the URI information, and with the URI information, you'll be able to process it further. So once the video is ready, I go ahead to download the video. So again, like I mentioned, it gives you the storage location. So basically you have to go to that endpoint, which is this one, and then you can download the video. So as you can see, the video has been downloaded for us, and if I should click on view, you would have an idea of the video. So this is the video we have right now. Okay, so this is great. Now you can keep it like this because I mentioned in the animation prompts that I'm going for a lo-fi style vibe. So as you can see, even came with some music and everything in the background. But yeah, if you don't want to use the music from Veo3, then you can go ahead and generate the music separately. So once the video is downloaded, you have to save it to disk. This is a very important step, especially at the end of it, or when we try to combine everything. So make sure that you are saving to disk. And this is really the simple configuration, saving data to disk, and the file path is video.mp4. So now that I've talked about the video generation bit, I want to talk about my upcoming free course on September 15th on n8n. So if you are getting started with n8n and you really don't know how to start, I'm just doing a free crash course covering the basics, how you could build your brand voice. I mean, typically that really isn't n8n. For how to auto connect APIs, how to build your first AI content agent. That would be the goal of the whole course. By the end of the course, you'll be able to know how to build your first AI agent in n8n. It's on September 15th at 8 a.m. EDT. I'm gonna leave the sign up link in the description box so that you can sign up as well. Hopefully I see you there on Monday. All right, so now that I've talked about my course, let's talk about the music generation bit. So music generation, I'm using SegMind. SegMind has a generous free version, especially if you want to try things out. You get about $1, and I think every generation is about 3 cents. So it can take you a long time. You can get about, let's say, 25, even at least 24, 25 generations if you are just testing it out. So you can use SegMind. I'm using SegMind to basically generate the music part of the workflow. So again, I'm passing in the details of the music, which is like the music description, and then I'm passing like the music duration, which is 15 seconds. You know, since my video is 8 seconds, maybe I should keep the music to 8 seconds as well. And then in here is where I pull the endpoint. So this is the SegMind endpoint I'm using. Again, you can go through their developer documentation. If there are other things you want to do outside generating music, maybe you want to generate the lyrics and all that, they do have like a well-written documentation on that as well. Like I mentioned, I'm also gonna drop the templates in the description box or in the comment section so that you can also download the templates and then you have it as well. In terms of the parameters you need for this to run, you need the prompts, which we already generated in the beginning. You need the duration, you need the seed. Those are the 3 main things that you need to have your music generated for you. Now that the music has generated, this part is very important because this is where we sort of like modify the video and everything for YouTube. I'm using a merge node here because I'm having inputs from multiple streams and I want to make sure that all those inputs are complete before moving on to the next step. That is why I have like the merge node in here. So, and I have a weight node in here as well. So this is where all the magic happens. This is where I'm combining everything I have. I'm combining the video and the music. So I'm using FFmpeg. There's a whole installation process that needs to happen at the back end to be able to use FFmpeg. Let me know if you want me to do a tutorial on that and I'll gladly do that. But FFmpeg is open source. It's free and helps you like combine various media artifacts like videos, music, and all that. So it's really good. So what's happening here is that I'm sort of looping through the video, which I stored on disk, and the music file, which is also stored on disk. And I am, because you know the music is 15 seconds, I'm like, I just want to limit it to 8 seconds. And then I want to store it as final lo-fi video.mp4. So that's really what I'm doing in here. And so yeah, so once FFmpeg runs, everything gets combined. I sort of read it from disk because at this point, everything is happening on disk. So once that's done, I just read the file that has been generated, which is the final lo-fi video from disk, and then I auto post on YouTube. So I'm using the YouTube node in here. I've already set up my YouTube account in here in n8n. You can just click on create new credential if you want to create it, and then you have to enter your client ID, your client secret, and you get all this information from your Google Cloud Console. Google is great in a sense that you get a lot of like things for free, okay? And so if you want to try out stuff, you can always try them out for free, and it's super cool. It's super cool. So yeah, again, in order to upload onto YouTube, if you're a YouTuber or you're getting started, there are certain things that you need. You need a title, you need a description, you need tags. You can configure all these things in n8n. So as you can see, I have my title configured, I have my region code selected, a category, data, description, even privacy status. If I want to like configure other things here, I can even configure my tags. Like for instance, if you come into YouTube in here, like see, I have my description configured. Like if I were to configure my tags, they would all come in here. And this is something you can even let the AI model do in the beginning. So you can give the AI model the idea of the theme of the music video, for instance, and then in this part where you are generating all the information about your AI agent, so in the music details and animation prompt in here, instead of just limiting the role of the AI model to like just 4 roles, you can come in here and say that, you know what, I want you to actually also generate SEO tags for me as well, so that you can now use that SEO tag in the tag section of the YouTube node. And at this point, once you're done, you can sort of like run this and it will auto post to YouTube for you. If you don't want to post to YouTube, you want to post to TikTok or any other platforms, you can basically do this as well. that is it for today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are not subscribed to my channel, I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button, like it, share, comment, all the good stuff. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.